My 25F professor 30M asked me to go on a date after I graduate next month. I'm currently getting an MA in communications, set to graduate next week. This past semester, I had a professor, let's call him Mark, who has been a great mentor and resource while I was completing my thesis. His class was quite difficult, but he was always willing to offer assistance to those who needed it. I did well in his class, although he graded me pretty harshly in the beginning. I was going through a fairly stressful time, then found out my father was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and it definitely reflected in my assignments. He told me that he knew I had more potential than this, and asked if there was anything else going on. I confided in him, and he offered some words of comfort, but told me that if I needed extensions on any assignments, to tell him beforehand. I accepted the low grades, but worked my ass off for the rest of the semester, which showed in my final grades. Update, hi everyone. I just wanted to thank you all for your comments on my last post. They really helped me. I was asked for an update, so here we go. Anyways, I think I should have worded myself better. I wrote the post on May 30th, and my convocation was on June 4th. I put next month in the title, but realistically, I should have put next week. I digress. Looking back, the timeline is probably confusing, but this post should clear it up. First and foremost, I got a job. It isn't quite a large PR firm within the city, and I start next week. They didn't ask me for references, but instead told me they looked at my LinkedIn profile and saw that I had quite a few recommendations there, so they were satisfied with that. I'm so excited. So I never ended up using Mark's letter of recommendation. After posting, I decided that I do want to explore something romantic with him. I immediately felt better after getting some third-party advice. So the next day, I emailed him. I didn't have his phone number and said this: Mark, first off, I want to say that I am incredibly grateful for the recommendation letter you compiled for me. I have a second interview tomorrow at one of the agencies I was telling you about. I'm a bit anxious, but also quite excited. I just wanted to let you know that I will not be using the letter after all. I thought about what you asked me, and I am very interested in going out to dinner with you. You have been an awesome mentor this last semester, but I am ready to see a different side of you. I promise we don't have to get Indian food. I wanted to apologize if I seemed standoffish when you asked me. I wasn't expecting it, and it took me a while to process it all. Again, thank you for the letter. Maybe I will see you at convocation this Saturday. And just in case you may want it, here's my number: 555-55555. The Indian food bit was from when he was sick one day and said he is 99% sure he got food poisoning from trying a butter chicken dish at a dive bar. Anyways, I received a text from him an hour later, and we have been talking ever since. On Friday, I found out I got the job and told him. He said he wasn't surprised and I would do really well there. Saturday was my convocation. My parents flew down and it was great. I saw Mark at the mixer, and he had a huge grin on his face and waved. I was busy taking photos and whatnot and noticed he left later on. He told me he didn't want to spoil my day and said we would talk soon. We decided to go out to dinner yesterday, Sunday. To keep it short, it was great. He was great, and he walked me back to my condo. We said goodnight and he started walking away. I was kind of disappointed and turned to walk into the door, but I heard him call my name and he kissed me. He said he's still new at this. Anyways, this post was probably all over the place, but I'm actually just feeling really giddy and excited. Between the new job, finally graduating, and the lovely date I had with my ex-super hot prof, I'm on cloud 9 right now. Thanks for everything, guys. Your advice really helped. Now, I will preface this next part by saying that Mark is incredibly attractive. Girls in the class, who normally would wear jeans and a t-shirt to school, will come dressed to impress. Mark is a very good teacher, engaged and incredibly knowledgeable, but he refuses to join in on any social events, pub nights, etc. I figured he must be incredibly private. I have a few interviews set up for positions within my field. I have a few references lined up, and sent Mark an email asking if he could write me a letter of recommendation. We decided to meet at a Starbucks close to the school a week later yesterday. We were chatting about summer plans, the jobs I've been applying to, and other random things when he clears his throat and became really serious. He slid over the recommendation letter in a sealed envelope and told me that he would be interested in going out for dinner with me after my commencement. I asked if he meant as a date, to which he said that he tries to keep his professional life professional and not mix it with his personal life. But since I will be graduating and no longer a student at the college, he would like to take the opportunity to potentially pursue something romantic with me. I'm pretty sure I was blushing, but I just told him that I needed to think about it, to which he completely agreed and hoped he didn't make me uncomfortable. He seemed kind of withdrawn and flustered after that. and we left separately shortly after. This was yesterday, and I haven't heard from him responded to his offer. On one hand, I do really like him, but never thought he would be interested in me. The idea of pursuing something more than a teacher-student relationship is definitely something I would enjoy, but would that impact my reputation or his? I don't want to do anything that puts his job on the line. And even though I'm no longer his student, final grades were submitted 2 weeks ago, is this still too soon to pursue something? And if I do accept, I know I will no longer be able to use him as a character or academic reference, which is fine, but now I'm hesitant to submit the letter of recommendation he compiled for me. Reddit, I need advice. Would this affect my professional life or his? Have you had any relationships with former professors? Is this completely wrong? I didn't feel the slightest bit uncomfortable or creeped out by his proposition, but I'm not sure if my judgment is clouded by infatuation. Your advice would be appreciated.